Welcome back. We just spent 2 weeks outside of the Enchantments and Mount Baker area, and we were super excited to be back in the mountains. It was absolutely gorgeous. So we'll cover everything we did from all the hikes, and we even went whale watching.
Yeah, stay tuned.
So we stayed at Cascades RV Resort, which I think made it up into our top maybe 3 places we've stayed so far.
Yeah, this place was really well laid out.
It was really nice. I think it's fairly new, very spacious. I think each, so most of the sites are turf. There were some that had grass, but I think they were like the end caps.
Yeah.
So we had turf, which was actually kind of nice because it looks very clean, and picnic table, no fire rings or anything, but the lawn space outside of your camper was like 20 feet.
It was really
big.
Yeah.
Which, you go to some of these RV resorts and it's like your awning, if you put it out, you're going to touch your neighbor. So this was a really nice change from that. They had a little on-site restaurant called Gracie's Place, and we had read online that they had really good barbecue pizza. So that's like our weakness. So we were like, well, after a day of hiking, I think one day we came back and we got barbecue pizza from there, which was very good. Also had I'm not like a huge margarita person, but it was like the best margarita I've ever had. Just like their house margarita. Yeah. It was so good.
But that's what they're known for.
Yeah. And they also have like coffee and pastries and cakes and a lot of different stuff and a lot of cool like little knick-knack things, and so it's definitely cool. If you're there, check it out. They have a little patio outdoor seating area, and I think it was Friday or Saturday night. They're hopping. So,
yeah, they get busy quick.
Yeah, so go midweek or make sure you can order ahead of time to pick it up. But when we did that, there was quite a bit of a line out the door. So, but popular for good reason.
Definitely.
Super nice laundry facilities. Other than that, I think that was all they really had. They had a couple pickleball courts that we didn't use.
Yeah.
But I think it was mostly just laundry.
They had a dog park, just like open grass area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't have a ton of amenities, but what they didn't have in amenities, they definitely made up for in
the sites.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
Like, everything was very clean, very manicured looking, very spacious, plenty of room to pull in and back in and stuff like that. So, good experience overall.
We really liked it.
Yeah.
And so this is in Sultan, Washington. And I would say Sultan's kind of like the gateway into a lot of different beautiful areas where you can hike. This RV resort, you're kind of looking over to the mountains that are right there.
Right.
And as soon as you head in there, there's like alpine lakes and a lot of really beautiful places to see. And then going back the other direction is towards Seattle. So our first weekend there, we wanted to do a backpacking trip. Our goal was to do a few trips this year, and sadly it looked pretty rainy and gross, so we decided to bail. And
last minute, CeLynn looked up and found a whale watching tour.
I was like, what to do in Seattle? And I came across a bunch of like whale watching things, and it's basically kind of around orcas, because like where we are in New Hampshire, you can't see orcas. So I was like, well, that would be pretty cool. But in our minds, like, this is gonna sound horrible, but like whale watching tours, I think of like an older generation. It's really low key. You might not see anything.
Well, in my
and
mind,
maybe that's a New England thing. It's like you don't see much.
In my mind, I didn't want to pay that much to go sit on a boat to just see a little tail kind of wave at you, and that was it.
Right.
But the cool thing is the company that we went with.
Yeah, we went with Puget Sound Express. I looked at some different companies, and what I read was basically they all communicate. So you're pretty likely to see whales, because if some company sees it, they just like radio to other companies, so everyone kind of knows where they're at.
Right.
But this was like a family-owned company, and they had great reviews, and it seems like everyone loves them. So.
And they have a whale guarantee, so if you don't see any whales, it's not just orcas only. It's if you see a whale, they've met their fulfillment, but if you don't see any whales, then they give you a voucher to come back and go again for free. Yeah, which is really nice.
And so we were happy because we did this at the very beginning of our stay. Just in case we didn't see anything, we could always go back, because we had 2 weeks there. And we were not disappointed.
No.
It was awesome.
At first, we were a little bit, but...
It was a lot of traveling to see the first whale.
Yeah, and it was a great...
It was a humpback.
It was a humpback?
Yeah.
We saw from the humpback was the tail waving.
Yeah. He would like come up and do a couple little things, and then he'd like go up for a deeper dive where the tail would go up.
Come out of the water.
And then
So
we'd
that's
have to
all you
wait
really
a few
saw.
minutes, and then he'd pop up again.
Yeah.
It was still cool. Like, I've never seen a whale that close.
Yeah, but these boats are sweet. They're custom built for this whale
Like
watching.
what,
They're
hydrofoil
hydrofoil boats.
Yeah.
So as you're going, it basically props the boat out of the water, and it
neat.
allows them to go 30 or 40?
It was
30?
fast. I think it was 40.
It's like one of the fastest boats in the Bay Area, if not like the fastest in
Yeah.
that area. So we were able to cover a lot of ground to go check out this other place that was back to where we started it, and then even further
Beyond,
north
yeah.
to go find some orcas. And when we found the orcas, they did not disappoint.
So we like saw them. I think Brad was one of the first ones to spot it.
Yeah.
And you could just see like their little fins coming up, and we were like pulling into this little bay. And then this one just like launches out of the water,
Yeah,
and
fully-
lands in just
fully
like
out
huge
sideways.
waves. It was so cool. So there was 2 pods, and there was 2 younger orcas that were just like playing with each other and jumping and spinning, and it was just. And then they came like right to the front of the boat, which
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
came
expect
right around
at
the
all.
front.
Because they say like they're not allowed to approach the whales within a certain
I think
number
it
of
was
feet.
200 feet?
Yeah.
200 feet?
But like they said, the whales don't know the rules. So
Yeah.
if they come to you, then it's okay.
You gotta just shut your motor off and sit and wait.
Right. So, they came up right to the front of the boat, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I did not expect to see, first of all, that many and that playful
Right.
and that close. So it was really cool. And we just hung out there for over a half hour probably, just
At least,
watching
yeah.
these whales. We were late getting back to the dock, but it was worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to them.
Yeah,
They did a great
would highly
job.
recommend it if you're in the area and you want to see orcas. Like, I thought it was a blast, and it is not the cheapest activity to go do, and that's why we were hesitant about it at first. Maybe we just got incredibly lucky, but it was really cool. Definitely a good alternative plan instead of we were gonna go camp in a fire tower and just sit in the rain and hope for a view that we probably weren't gonna get. So.
Right. So yeah, after whale watching on Sunday, we decided to go do a hike after work on Monday. It was called Serene Lake.
Yeah, it's the Bridalveil Falls and Serene Lake Trail.
And it's about 8-ish miles. I think it was 1,400 or 1,700 feet again.
Yeah.
So
I thought it was like 27.
Oh, was it that much?
I thought it was over. It was quite a bit. Like, I was like, oh.
Okay. So
I
maybe
think it was over 2,000.
I'll remember. But yeah, so we knew we hadn't done like any bit of elevation gain in a while because everywhere we've been has been pretty flat lately.
Yeah.
So we were a little hesitant and like, oh, how bad are our legs gonna hurt? But we did it, and
Actually
honestly,
felt
it wasn't
good.
that bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely steep for people who don't typically hike. It feels like it's like a lot of stairs almost.
Yeah.
But
yeah. They're literal stairs, like built
Right.
out of wood.
Right. But once you get to the top, oh boy, was that pretty. Yeah. So it's basically like this bowl of mountains almost, where all this water just drains and funnels into the lake.
It's real sharp, jagged peaks.
Yeah, and it's incredibly like bluish green. They had a couple spots that you could like pull over to dip into the lake if you wanted, or you could go across this kind of makeshift bouncy bridge.
It's like this wide on some points. It's pretty skinny and old.
It's like a tree fell and they just like cut it in half so it would be flat.
Yeah.
To walk across. But it has like a little hand railing, which is nice. And that brings you over to this really big rock that goes down to the water as well. So you could jump off that or jump in. We did see a couple people go in.
I think there's camping spots there too.
Yeah, I think there's a couple tenting sites.
But as soon as we got there, the bugs were pretty gnarly and didn't let up. So
have some good bug repellent or head net or something, because they are ruthless.
That was our first experience at like an alpine lake, and I think after that we were like, we need to have bug spray every time we hike to water, because I think it is just being around the water. They're all coming from the streams and lakes up there. And
we normally don't like to use the chemically stuff, but
they don't let up if you don't.
We've read a lot of reviews about people that have been backpacking out here and tenting and stuff, and they say don't even bother trying to go out if you don't have like the strongest DEET version of bug spray. And they weren't kidding. We tried like
an organic one. It's this one, picaridin. It's got picaridin in it, which is like a natural plant bug repellent. And it works great in New England, but...
Well, it worked good at the beginning of the hike, but once you got up by the lake...
They didn't care.
Didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
So, We had to unfortunately use the really strong DEET stuff.
Yeah. Glad we had it on hand.
Yeah.
We decided to check out Wallace Falls State Park, and that was cool. I think that was like a 5-mile trail in total to see 3 waterfalls.
Sounds about right.
I think 3 waterfalls. I think the second one was the most impressive. It was like the tallest, and it's almost like a double waterfall. That trail was pretty busy. We did go there after work, so I was expecting not that many people, and it's not that big of a parking lot. It's like $10 for the Discovery Pass, which I think is like an Oregon and Washington thing. Or Discover Pass. I don't think it's Discovery.
Yeah.
But you can buy it right there at the trailhead, so if you don't have it, you can get that. It doesn't work with the America the Beautiful Pass. It's a different one that you have to have. We did not check out Snoqualmie Falls. I know that's a really popular one outside of Seattle, but it was a bit of a drive from where we were staying, so we didn't make it there, but I know that's a popular one that's really pretty and pretty big. So we went on our first backpacking trip of the season to Jade Lake, which was about 23-mile hike total and over 4,000 feet of gain. And so basically it starts on Deception Pass. We go up to Marmot Lake and then a real steep climb up to Jade Lake. And then we were hoping to get to Pea Soup Lake, which is up, you have to climb up a part of a glacier. We didn't really feel comfortable doing that, and the weather was kind of iffy the whole weekend.
Kind of iffy. You couldn't see like 20 feet in front of you.
Yeah, we didn't get a view until the second day when we were packing up and heading out, basically, and we had to wait around for it.
Very, very, very foggy.
Yeah, but even though the weather wasn't ideal, we still had an incredible time, and we created a whole vlog about it. If you guys want to check that out, we'll link that here. And Jade Lake is just, even through the fog, you could see it looked like the glacier something Gatorade. Like, it was just like...
The blue Gatorade.
The blue Gatorade. It was crazy. And just so beautiful. Lots of wildflowers this time of year, and definitely worth it if you're looking for a backpacking trip in the area.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely spectacular. Like, I've never seen water that blue before.
Yeah.
Like, we saw some blue and greenish water, throughout Oregon and maybe some parts of Washington, but nothing like that. It was impressive. Yeah, it was more impressive than seeing like Caribbean blue.
Yeah, but that left us sore for a bit, so we took it kind of easy after that, and then we actually had our first company on the road that next weekend. Our friends from home, Steven and Aaron, decided to fly out and join us for a long weekend over 4th of July weekend. So we saved some pretty epic hikes to do with them. We'll get to those in a second though. So we did 2 smaller hikes after Jade Lake. One was Valhalla Lake.
So this one ended up being about 6.5 miles for us. We were trying to do something just, shake off the aches and pains of the backpacking trip before our friends Steven and Aaron come, because they are superhuman.
Yeah,
like,
they're in
they
incredible
both
shape
did
all the
cross
time.
country, I think, and they run a lot. They do hiking, and
their endurance is...
like, our friends and family look at us and they're like, wow, you guys are crazy. Like, you do some difficult stuff, and we don't know how you go that far, that much gain. But when Steven and Aaron are with us,
another level.
Oh boy. Yeah, I feel like an amateur.
Yeah.
So this was supposed to be like a warm-up hike again, and kind of way to just like relax. I wouldn't say it was as colorful as some of the other ones.
No.
But it was still
nice.
really, really pretty. And there is a summit if you want to go up to it. We
It's going to be like
to.
Another 800 or 1,000 feet of gain.
Yeah,
so,
this was supposed to be our, rest day, doing 6.5 miles.
So we were kind of tired, and we were like, and it was hot that day.
It was.
So we were
and
like,
the bugs
do you
were
feel
really
like
bad
it?
Too.
Yeah, they were. So we were like, do you feel like it? No, not really. So we bailed on the summit, but the lake was really pretty.
I think that brought us to July 4th.
When they arrived.
Friends arrived.
Yeah.
They were up at 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time.
Yeah.
Flew all the way out to...
From Boston.
Yeah.
To Seattle.
Got to us at about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we're like, let's go drag you on a hike.
It was a short one, though. Short for us and them.
It was 4.5 miles. It was pretty flat. I don't remember the name of this.
It was Barclay Lake. It's a pretty popular one because it's shorter, and I think the elevation gain is like less than 500 feet. So it's pretty gradual. There was a ton of people camping there. Like, we got up there and every spot where you could put up a tent was basically filled.
Right.
But it was a holiday weekend, so totally get why. Yeah, that was really nice. That was pretty.
Yeah. It was good for them to stretch their legs.
That one was also colorful, but we did it in the afternoon with the sun. It was kind of already behind this peak.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as colorful because the sun wasn't hitting it. Saturday was a big day, and I think all of us kind of reached our breaking point because it ended up being 14 miles and how much gain?
Over 5,000.
Yeah, over 5,000 feet of gain. So our intention was we wanted to go see the Enchantments, and you need a permit to stay overnight in the Enchantments, but what people commonly do, I think it's around 18 miles, is the Enchantment Traverse, which goes up to Colchuck Lake. Then you have to go up Aasgard Pass, which is brutal. Absolutely brutal. I would never want to do that with a backpack. I say that. I probably would, but it would be really, really hard.
Yeah.
You get to the top, and then basically you're up at like 7,800 feet, and then you go through all these peaks, and then it goes down the other side. So we went up. Parking actually wasn't crazy. The first lot was full. We got there around 8:30. So we had to park a little ways down the road, but it wasn't insane.
No.
And I know this parking lot fills up super fast because it's such a popular hike. And we cruised right up to Colchuck Lake.
Yep. And that's where most people stop.
Are just hiking
because that lake is very vibrant. Again, a very, very bluish lake.
I think it's one of the most well-known lakes in the area, most photographed, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, so this one was gorgeous. It was definitely getting busy up there. Yes, it was cold. But then from there, that's at about 5,400 feet. And like CeLynn said, to go up to Aasgard Pass, you have to get up to about 7,800. So it's a lot of additional gain to do after having already done a couple thousand to get there.
Yeah. So the main goal here was we saw pictures and reviews about baby mountain goats at the top of Aasgard Pass. So we were like, well, if we want to see baby mountain goats and like show our company baby mountain goats, we got to make it to the top of this pass.
So we started going up, but to get up Aasgard Pass, it is incredibly steep. It's just boulders of rocks. Some of them are a little loose. And then enough people have walked in certain areas that the rocks are kind of moved out of the way, but it's really loose dirt, so you're just sliding back down.
Yeah. Which scree is the worst, because it's just slippery on the way down and slippery on the way up. It's brutal. You have a gorgeous view looking back at Colchuck. As you go up, you're just staring back down at this lake.
Yeah, amazing view.
But it
boy, on your quads and your thighs,
Yeah.
But we barely started going up, and we saw a mama mountain goat with a baby mountain goat.
Yeah.
And they crossed pretty close to us, right across the trail, went across the side of the mountain over to some shade and just hung out.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we stopped and took photos of them for a while.
I just remember being like, it felt like we'd been doing this for a couple hours, which I don't think it was that long. No. But then I looked at Brad and I'm like, how much more gain is there? Because I can't see the top because there's some trees and stuff, and you can't really tell where it crests. It's like, I think there's 1,000 feet left. I was like, oh, so we've done not even half of it.
But as we kept going up, we kept seeing a few more mountain goats. Yeah. Finally got to Aasgard Pass, which is the top. And there's a couple lakes up there. They're not as... I think we only went by 2 or 3 lakes. We didn't really go far from when you crest to the top of Aasgard Pass. Yeah. We did see some more mountain goats up there. We saw more on the way down. But I think all in all, we ended up... Aaron counted 15. Yeah.
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
And the views up top were really neat. It kind of reminded me, I've never been there, but I've seen a lot of photos of people that hike Mount Whitney and the Sierra Nevadas, where it's just real steep, jagged, sharp rock, and it looked a lot like that. We saw some marmots. Brad had the idea that instead of, because we knew it was gonna be a long day potentially, we said, we'll go to Colchuck, see how we feel. If we want to go to the top, we'll go to the top. But it was a very loose plan.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to carry a ton of water on us. So he had the idea to bring along our water pump filter, which was a great idea because we got to the top of Aasgard Pass. I drank all my water. You drank all your water.
But we also brought less. We normally go with 3 liters. We both backed down to 2.
Yeah.
Knowing we were probably going to need the filter, but the filter is less than 1 liter of water.
Yeah, it's the Katahdin Hiker Pro. I highly recommend it. It works so well and it's so fast. You can fill up an Nalgene in a minute, not even. If you want to save weight, there's water at Colchuck. There's water at the very top of the pass, right there as soon as you crest over. And I think there's other lakes at the top as well that you're going to be passing.
There's a bunch of lakes.
And then we stopped. Once we got back down to Colchuck, you jumped in the water.
I did.
It looked cold.
A wee bit
I
chilly.
went like up to my waist just to wipe off all the dirt and dust. But
we drive a dually for those who don't know, and it's
our
our
only
camper.
vehicle.
So parking it at a trailhead, it's tough sometimes to find a spot big enough, but it's really not that bad.
Yeah, we haven't normally had issues.
But on this one, trying to get out, people decided they didn't want to walk a half a mile or a mile, even though they were there to hike.
Yeah.
And they decided to go against all the signage that said, do not park on this side of the road.
And so they're parked in both lines,
So it's
both sides of the road.
Basically like a 1.5 maybe lane wide road.
Yeah.
And the people that parked there, they weren't parallel. They were like tilted in like
Crooked.
this. And we had to have Steven get out and like watch both sides. There was a guy walking behind us, a
like
guy in front of us.
This much room.
Yeah, maybe 2 inches.
On either side. It
Maybe.
was so tight. And you're like 40 minutes in on this dirt road where there's no service. And then it's even further than that to get to a town where there is service. And we were just like, what do we do in this situation? Like, if you cannot get out, and these people might be backpacking, they might not be back until tomorrow or the next day. We didn't know, but thankfully we got out.
You can't just like call a tow service to come all the way up, because if we can't get out, they can't get in.
Right. We decided to stop in Leavenworth, which is on the way out. You have to drive through part of Leavenworth to get to this trailhead, and got some pizza at the Leavenworth House of Pizza, which is very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I got cider there, which was super good.
Big slices.
Yeah, real big slices. Leavenworth, it's like a Bavarian German town. Super cool. We were hoping to like walk around and stuff, but I think because it was a holiday weekend, it was 8 o'clock at night, but it was still packed. Like people everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a whole like common green area, and it was just filled with people hanging out. But there's a lot of cool little stores. I know there's like a reindeer farm in Leavenworth and a gingerbread factory place and some really cool shops. So if we had more time and we weren't hiking the full day, I would have spent probably a good few hours there just walking around, popping into stores.
Yeah.
So if you're doing a shorter hike, and I'd recommend doing the other half of your day in Leavenworth, it'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool town.
Yeah.
Just to see the whole architectural style and everything.
Mm-hmm. That was our whole 2 weeks in Sultan, Washington, and everything we did while we stayed there. There are so many more hikes you could do around there, especially, we didn't even touch the Mount Baker Wilderness. We never made it up there.
True.
But I know there's also a lot more snow up there this time of year, so I think that's best like August time of year or late July. But yeah, there's so much to do around there. Gorgeous area. Would highly recommend checking it out. But after this, heading to North Cascades National Park, which is one of the least visited national parks.
Yes.
And I have no idea why.
Me either.
But
let us know what you think after you see our next video.
Yeah, we'll show you, and you're gonna be like, wow, my mind is blown. How have I not heard more about this? And why aren't more people going there?
Yep. So check back in a couple weeks. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.